This is a 63% open rate, and this is how I do it. First thing you need to know is that you actually should not track your open rates. It kills deliverability. You shouldn't do any trackers like click rate trackers, open rate trackers, or any HTML in your cold emails. But that was from one of my first campaigns before I knew this, and now I do. That is just telling you how easy it is to get open rates. On like my first or second campaign, I was getting like 60, 70% open rates. Like it's really not that difficult. I just searched to find a picture of it. Now, to get into what you should and what you shouldn't do is first thing you should not do is tell them about your offer. You don't want to give them too much info on what's actually in the email because it's a sales email and no one wants to read a sales email. So don't tell them your offer and don't try to sell on the subject line. Keep it super simple. So something like, can we chat for 5 minutes? That's a call to action, not a subject line. So don't be anything like that. Or save money and grow your business today. These subject lines, we're trying to give them all the value and what you can do for them. It's horrible. Don't do that. No one's going to open it and no one's going to want to read it. What you need to do is build interest. The easy way of doing that is by asking a question. I'd say 80 to 90% of my emails, I'm probably asking a question because it's an easy way to build interest. Also, 80 to 90% of my emails, I'm using first name because you want your email to be personalized. And a super easy way of doing that is by using their first name. You also want to keep it casual. So I would lowercase the first letter. That's just an easy way of making it, this much more casual. Keep it vague. As I said, you don't want to give away too much in the subject line. You just want to get them to click. And keep it simple. Don't try to do too much. So some examples of this are, have you tried this yet? Or found this first name. Thoughts first name. Thoughts first name is a really common one. You'll probably see people telling you to use this. And honestly, if you go into your campaign right now and you switch out the subject line with this, it works in almost anything and it'll skyrocket your open rates. So, I mean, I'd say try this. A lot of people are using it now, so probably in a couple months, it's going to be too saturated, I guess. Like, people are going to be done, be like, oh, that's another one of these. But I'd try it for now and maybe switch it up a bit later. But if you want to get some better numbers and you have a bit more data on your leads, you can do a bit more of a personalized subject line. So use your data to your advantage and say things that a stranger or a random person might not know about the lead or the prospect. So if you put company name X and then whatever your company is, that is a good way of making it personal and also making it less salesy because it's coming off like you want to work together instead of they're going to pay you for you to do something. Another one, company name better than or greater than competitor. So if you have like a clay enrichment, you can get the competitor. Or if you're not doing automated cold email, I mean, you can get so much data on these guys by just looking, right? Just researching. So if you can find the competitor, if company name greater than competitor, if a company sees this or if a person sees this and they see their company name and they see their competitor's company name, they're going to click that email because they know it's relevant to their business. If someone knows your company's name and they know your competitor's company's name, they know that whatever you have to say is relevant to their business and is probably important. Now, if you have good data on a lead, you could almost just put that data by itself. You could probably just write competitor double question mark and you get good open rates because that's something that only someone relevant to their business would know. What I put is competitor no more because it's slightly implying that something negative happened to their competitor, which would be a positive for them. So they would want to open that. Now, I mean, this next one, don't take this too seriously, but this is true. If you're so different that you grab attention, you're going to get at least a click. So you're going to get the opens. So for this one, I put some Russian letters and I said, look here, first name. It's a weird font or weird capitalization. If you see this in your inbox, you're going to wonder, what is this? You're literally asking them to look here, subconsciously going to look there. And this is going to work. Or saying, hey, they're asshole. If you're coming up that bold and you're calling someone an asshole, that strikes an emotional reaction, right? If you see that, you're going to be wondering, what did I do? Like, what is this? And they're going to click it. Now, the thing about this is that another aspect to the subject line is also how that ties into the email. So you could get an insane open rate by saying, I'm pregnant and you're the father. You're going to get crazy open rates. People are going to be wondering, what the heck? But then if they see the first line is, are you wasting your ad spend on Google Ads? Or are you wasting your budget on Google Ads? They are going to report it as spam. They're going to be so angry, and you're going to get a bunch of negative replies. So that is why it wouldn't work. But you'll get the high open rate number, but nothing else. You're not going to get money, which is what matters, right? So you could still use this if you're clever and you can tie it in properly. You say, hey there, asshole. And then in the first line, you say, cut the BS. That was just to get you to open it. I don't know. It might work and you can try it. But this is really just to say that in the subject line, you're just trying to get them to click. You're just trying to get that thing going. What's in that email? You want them to be curious. I figured I'd just make some keywords. I put together a list of adjectives, right, and a list of nouns that you can just put together, mix and match, and you're going to get a good opener. Or sorry, subject line. You're going to get a good subject line. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just put them together. You can add a little like for or a little to, right, to make the grammar a bit better. But honestly, I made sure that every single adjective works with every single noun and vice versa, right? They all work together, so you don't have to worry about that. But you can add your little spin to it because it's good to be a bit different from what everyone does. And this will work, right? Quick thought. I mean, a lot of people are using this because this is the same one as like, if you say quick question, that's a very, very common one. And it's kind of getting overused now. So I'd probably stray away. I don't think, yeah, I didn't put question here because it's just overused. It used to be, no, like the best opener. It just works. But now people are like, oh, this is just another person trying to sell me. So do this. And like the reason it works is just because it's seeking interest. Like what you want to do is you want to get them interested in what is inside the email. Can't stress that enough. It's like if someone starts to ask you a question and then says, never mind, you're going to be so curious on what that question was, even though you know it doesn't matter. So this is what you're trying to do, right? If I got a notification on my phone as an email that said, little secret, Levi, even if I'm eating, I'm in a meeting, watching a show, I'm going to be so curious on what that little secret is. I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to open that email. I'm going to read it. I'm going to wonder, what is this little secret? So the goal, the aim is to get that itch in their brain. Get that, like this urge to be like, what's in this email? You need to pique their curiosity so much that it even drives them past the first line and just drives them to read the whole email because they were so curious. This is what writing subject lines is about. You need to get them curious and you need to get them interested in what is in the email, in the contents of the email. And if they are, they're going to click it. I mean, it's really not that difficult. Like clicking on an email is not a big task for the lead. You just need to get them interested enough to click. It's really not that difficult, and you should be able to get over 50% if you just follow these steps. So if you'd like, I mean, drop a comment and I could send you a list of like 50 different subject lines that you can use and subscribe.